The alarm was still ringing when Daniel pushed open the glass door of the empty visitor center. The national park was quiet that morning, the forest outside glowing under soft autumn light. He stepped inside, his boots tapping on the polished wooden floor, unaware that the sound he had just heard wasn't the wind. Something small had slipped through the half-open service door minutes ago. It crawled silently, its paws leaving faint marks on the floor. Now it hid behind the big leather couch, trembling. Daniel walked toward the reception desk to check the monitor. His phone buzzed with a motion alert from the security camera. He glanced at the screen, and froze. A pair of pale yellow eyes stared at him from the shadow behind the couch. His pulse spiked. It wasn't a raccoon. It was a bobcat kitten, no bigger than a house cat, its spotted coat matted with mud, one ear torn, its ribs sticking out like wires. Daniel slowly knelt down, heart pounding. How had it wandered here? Where was its mother? He moved an inch closer. The kitten hissed, tried to back away, but collapsed on the rug with a weak cry. That sound cut through him like a blade. It wasn't angry. It was desperate. Blood was dripping from its hind leg. Daniel's eyes followed the trail, and his stomach turned. A steel snare was clamped above its paw, cutting deep into the flesh. The wound was raw, the skin swollen, pus oozing. The kitten had been fighting for days. He swallowed hard, pulled out his phone, and called the park rescue unit. His voice shook as he gave the location. "Please hurry. It's bad." The bobcat tried to crawl again, its tiny body shaking, then just lay there, sides heaving. Daniel crouched near the couch, speaking softly, his hands open, his breath steady. He couldn't touch it. One wrong move and it could hurt itself even more. Minutes dragged like hours. Every sound, the ticking clock, the faint hum of the heater, felt louder than his heartbeat. He kept talking, hoping his voice would keep it calm. The kitten's eyes met his for a moment. There was no wild fury there, only fear and exhaustion. Finally, tires screeched outside. 2 rangers rushed in with a medical kit and an animal crate. The plan was quick: tranquilize, remove the trap, and stabilize. The dart went in clean. The kitten jerked, then slowly drifted into sleep. Daniel exhaled for the first time in 10 minutes. The rangers worked fast, cutting the snare, cleaning the deep wound. Infection had started, but there was hope. They wrapped the leg, started fluids, and lifted the tiny predator onto a soft carrier. Before they left, Daniel whispered, "You'll make it, little one." Weeks later, he stood behind the rehab enclosure, watching the same bobcat kitten, stronger now, its coat shining, eyes bright. The wound had healed. Soon it would run free again. On the day of release, Daniel walked to the edge of the forest with the team. The cage door opened. The kitten stepped out, paused, and turned its head. For a heartbeat, its golden eyes locked on his. Then, like a shadow, it vanished into the trees. Daniel smiled through wet eyes. That tiny life was wild again. And somehow, it had changed his forever.